move on to the other item pulled from the consent agenda, item 4.2.1, the Citizens Oversight and Accountability Project regarding Partners for Climate Protection Program. Councillor Finlay.
Thanks, Mr. Mayor. I did a little research on this one last night, and I just had a couple questions for staff. And I guess the one question is, does this cost us money? Is there any sort of staff time? If so, what would that cost to do the reporting that's required under this PCP program?
Mr. Farkas.
Yeah, thank you very much for the question. Unless Mr. Conway corrects me, we don't pay into the program, and the reporting we haven't had to do yet. In fact, our last major activity with respect to any of the program had to do with the implementation of the CAEP, which was also a strategic priority of council.
Well, yeah.
Thanks, Mr. Farkas. I guess, is there any benefit to remain in the program? We have a CAEP. We have the CAEP plan, so what's the point of participating when over half of the communities that are in it aren't doing anything at all?
Yeah. Appreciate the question. One of the key benefits that staff have identified does serve a really good community of practice rather. All right, so a lot of folks we're able to tap into right across the country that are developing programs, environmental programs. So there's a huge benefit of sharing knowledge and allows us to be up to date with current practice. So from staff's perspective, this means that we have free webinars we can participate in and avail ourselves of information that we wouldn't readily otherwise be able to obtain to help with analysis for the municipality.
Just one final comment versus anything. I think the reason this came up is because of how ICLEI came together based on Agenda 21, which became Agenda 2030, and then it got adopted through ICLEI Canada. And so I think ICLEI exists because of the UN, and so there's people out there that are concerned about having non-governmental elected influence on municipal situations, and I appreciate the comments you've had, Mr. Farkas. Thanks.
If I could just add a comment with regards to the letter. It is from a group we're familiar with, and we know a couple of the folks involved with the group who have participated in our meetings, provided public input, attended question period as well. So I can see the letter come in. I can put a face to, or a couple faces where it might come from. But as a general practice, I think my preference, and I assuming others may feel the same, is it's preferable to have a name and an address attached to the correspondence. In this case, we happen to, I'm assuming who the folks are who provided it, but we normally wouldn't get a letter from the province, from a ministry with no name attached to it, or the federal government, or a local neighborhood group. There's usually someone signed it as the president, chair, ED, or you might even have the whole board has signed it. So just perhaps it's something we want to discuss at a future meeting, but I think as a best practice, we should require that to have a name on some of this correspondence. And again, I recognize this is a bit of a unique case in the sense that we are familiar with these folks, but yeah, so that's something I think we should discuss further, perhaps as one of our future meetings. All right.